Gratitude day, and more gratitude day. Hey guys, it's Coach D of the 23% Challenge, and today I want to let everyone know that I thank you and I appreciate you. Yes, guys, that's right. So we are fully in the week of the 23% Challenge, and yes, it is day 3, Gratitude Day, and it's the month of May 2016. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and dive right on into Gratitude Day. All right, so when and what is Gratitude Day all about? You may be wondering. Well, for starters, it's the third day of the month. So whether it's May 3rd, June 3rd, July 3rd, August 3rd, all right, it's always Gratitude Day. Now, what is Gratitude Day about? Very simply, guys, it's an opportunity for us to improve our interpersonal wellness. Now, that may seem like a long term, but guys, interpersonal wellness is all about relationships. That's right. So, what I would like to do right now is just talk to you a little bit about the word relationships. Question: do you know what the word relationship means? Perhaps you have an idea about the concept, but today I want to give you a textbook definition that I believe best describes what we're going to discuss today. So, guys, a relationship is simply this: it is the way in which two or more people behave towards one another and the way they think about one another. So, for all of you single people that are out there, you may be complaining or you may be a little depressed because you don't have a significant other. You don't have a boyfriend, you don't have a girlfriend, you don't have a husband, you don't have a wife, you don't have someone to hold your hand, you don't have anybody to hold on to in bed at night. Don't worry about it, all right? Because even though you may be quote unquote single, technically you are still in a relationship. That's right, guys. Today, Coach D wants to let everybody know that everybody is in a relationship with everybody else. I mean, you may not be having sex, you may not be kissing, but trust me, you are in a relationship. So think about it that way. Think about your family members. Think about mom. Think about dad. Think about your brothers and your sisters, your aunties and your uncles and your cousins. Believe it or not, you have relationships with them. Think about your coworkers and your colleagues. Think about your friends, your best friends, your associates. All of those are different types of relationships. So today, I really want to focus on how can we as a society and as individuals, how can we improve our relationships? Whether we are single, whether we're married, or whether we're just shacking up, all right, there's always room for improvement. So let's go ahead and discuss more. All right. So the benefits of Gratitude Day are plenty. Now, probably back last month in April, I went through a whole list of benefits. But today, I really only want to focus on one, and that is gratitude, believe it or not, improves relationships. That's right, guys. So, again, regardless of whatever type of relationship that you're currently in, there is always room for improvement. So whether you are a teacher and you have students, believe it or not, there is a student-teacher relationship. If you have a job, there is a customer-client relationship. There's also a supervisor-employee relationship. If you are a doctor, there is a doctor-client relationship. So guys, whatever your profession is, whatever walk of life you may be in right now, trust me, life is all about relationships. And one of the goals of the 23% challenge is to be happy and healthy. So showing gratitude, being thankful, being appreciative will most certainly help develop deeper, stronger relationships. And after all, doesn't everybody want that, right? We all want happiness. So having an attitude of gratitude will most certainly help you create your own happiness. All right, so now let's get into the details. All right, so Coach D, what am I supposed to do for Gratitude Day? All right, well, hold on, be patient. I'll let you know, I promise. All right, so step one, or as the video says, part one. What you want to do is you want to go ahead and write down the name of one person you really, really, really appreciate. Now, this could be your husband or your wife, your girlfriend or your boyfriend. It could be a family member. It could be a coworker. It could be a colleague, a business associate. Guys, it could be anybody that you want, as long as you write that person's name down. All right, so that's step one. Write down the name of one individual. Now, as a side note, I will suggest perhaps writing the names of two more people, just in case something kind of goes wrong with person number one, then you have two more people to fall back on. But at least write one person's name. Okay, now let's move on to step two, or part two. Now, this is probably the part that's the most meaningful. For step two, you want to write down 3 reasons why you really appreciate this person. So if you can't think of anything, just answer these questions. How has this person been kind to me? How has this person shown me love? How has this person been appreciative of what I have done? You see, so by answering those questions, I truly believe that you can somehow, some way, come up with 3 reasons why you really appreciate this individual. All right, let's now move on to part 3. Now, part 3 is probably the most important part, because this is the execution aspect of the 23% challenge. Guys, it's one thing to write down a person's name. It's another thing to write down the 3 reasons. But step 3 is the most important part. And the reason why it's the most important part is because this is your call to action. That's right. So remember those 3 reasons that you wrote down in step 2? Well, guess what you have to do now? Now you actually have to communicate these 3 reasons with that very person. And here is the big part. You ready for this? You got to do it face to face. That's right, guys. So whoever you wrote down, make sure that they are within driving distance. Now, of course, you are allowed to write down whoever you want, but for this exercise to have the greatest, most important impact on you, any other person, you definitely want to tell them these 3 reasons face to face. Now, if in the event this person cannot meet with you today, yes, today, because it's Gratitude Day, then that's okay. I will allow you to make a phone call, all right? Because face to face, that's the best way. But if they can't meet, then let's go ahead and do a telephone call, okay? Because again, we have to be a little flexible. Not everybody's working on the same schedule. So I understand that. So again, face to face is the best way. But then if they can't meet you face to face, perhaps for coffee or for lunch or for breakfast or dinner, or maybe just a sit down chat, then do a telephone call. But whether it's face to face or it's a telephone call, you have to do it. This is paramount. Now, here is something that you do not want to do, okay? Please do not text, do not email, and definitely do not use social media, okay? Guys, believe it or not, there is a special connection that you can make with this person when you use body language, when you use eye contact, and through the tone of your voice. So use everything that you have. Do not, so again, please, excuse me, do not text, okay? Do not email, all right? And definitely no social media, all right? So I hope that helps you out. All right, so, okay, so Coach D, I got it. You want me to write down a name, you want me to write down 3 reasons, and then you want me to meet with this person face to face. All right, so Coach D, what did you do? Well, guys, you know me. I talk the talk, but I also walk the walk, right? So today, I want to introduce you all to my family. That's right, guys. Say hello to my sister. Her name is Inga, all right? She's older than me by 4 years. And then say hello to my youngest niece. Her name is Lauren. Okay. Now, guys, for them, it was a very special day. Now, my gratitude day was more so for my sister, but of course, my niece was there. So I said, hey, why not? You're part of the family. We love you. We want you to be connected with us today. So you go ahead and you sit down and you listen. And so I want to share with you right now the 3 reasons that I share with my sister. Okay. Reason number 1 is that I told Inga that and this is something that I had to think about. But guys, when you have an older sister, it's almost like having a second mother. But more important than that, I had to tell her that she was actually my first and very best friend. That's right. Growing up, I'm a little boy. I don't really have many friends. But when you have an older sister, someone to offer support and guidance, it makes all the difference. So that was my first reason. I wanted to let her know that she was my very first friend. Reason number 2, okay? Guys, a few years ago, actually back in 2008, our grandmother passed away. That was our mom's mom. And I wanted to let my sister know that I really am proud of her, of the way in which she handled the funeral arrangements. She was very professional, she was well organized, and she just put together a magnificent event that basically honored and showed a lot of respect for our grandmother who basically raised us. So Inga, for that reason, I not only love you, but again, I appreciate you. And then my third reason, let me think. What was the third reason? The third reason was, oh yeah, okay. My sister is very, very family oriented, and she's a great organizer too. So I wanted to let her know that she has been a shining example to my niece, little Lauren there, as someone who can basically organize a great family reunion. Guys, I gotta tell you, probably within the past few years, we've had 2, maybe 3 different family reunions at different locations throughout South Florida. And my sister, she has been the main point of contact. She has been the one to basically reserve the venue, to make the phone calls, to organize the food, to make sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. So for that, I wanted to thank her. Of course, I helped out a little bit, but trust me, guys, she was definitely the leader when it came to organizing our family reunions. So once again, Inga, I want to thank you. I love you. And ultimately, we here at the 23% Challenge, we appreciate you. All right. So now, Coach D, what did you learn? Okay, now, guys, I've already explained to you that I have 2 spiritual counselors, one of which is right here, and it is, I call her Mother Iyanla Van Zant. I love this woman. And believe it or not, she was the very first person that I heard this quote from. And I'll read it to you right now. People come into our lives for a reason, for a season, or a lifetime. And when I first heard that about maybe 15, maybe 20 years ago, it blew my mind. but I couldn't quite figure out what she meant by that until a few years later. I heard her, I think it was on television, she was talking about it because someone else asked, okay, so Iyanla, what does that mean? And so I want to share with you what she shared with her audience. You see, guys, when we talk about people coming into our lives, we have to understand that our lives are a journey. That's right, guys. To get us from point A to point B, the quickest way may be a straight line, but everyone is aware that there are peaks and there are valleys. There are some good parts and there are some not so good parts. So when we talk about people coming into our lives for a reason, well, as Mother Iyanla says, she says that that reason is for us to learn. That's right, guys. Everybody comes into our life to teach us a lesson. Now, the experience may be positive, the experience may be negative, but it's up to us to look at the situation and be able to learn from it. Now, when she says that people come into our lives for a season, and as she put it, and I love how blunt she can be, basically what that means is everybody ain't here to stay. Okay? So, for those of you who are married, or perhaps you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a partner, a significant other, believe it or not, not everybody is here to stay. People come into our lives maybe for a day, a week, a month, a few years, a decade, maybe 50 years. But everybody does not come into your life to stay. And so once we can understand that concept, then it makes relationships easier to deal with. And last but not least, people come into our lives for a lifetime. Now, what Iyanla means by that is that's our family. That's your mom and your dad, your brother and your sister, right? Maybe a few aunties and uncles, but really it's your immediate family. You can't choose your family. So that means that they are in your life for a reason and they are there to stay until they pass away. So for that reason right there was one of the reasons why I wanted to share my personal thoughts and my personal feelings with my sister. Because guys, when it comes to family, sometimes that may be all that you have. And so it's best to not only hone those relationships, but it's also important to maintain them, make sure that they are healthy, make sure that they are supportive. So, guys, I hope what I learned from my experience has helped you in some way, shape, or form. All right, Coach D's tips. Now, guys, I'm going to share with you what has helped me on Gratitude Day. All right, tip number one, be prepared to cry or laugh. If you go back to the video about the science behind the 23% challenge, we all know that we have four feel-good chemicals: oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, and dopamine. Believe it or not, guys, when you begin to communicate the three reasons why you appreciate someone, something inside happens. That's right, guys. There is a certain feeling, there is a certain energy that is created within. And once it's created within you, then it is indirectly created inside of the person in which you're directing your appreciation towards. So that being said, this is how we create our own happiness, is through execution. So when you feel those emotions, it may lend you to cry, it may lend you to laugh, but whatever the situation may be, allow those emotions to flow. Don't hold back the tears, don't hold back the laughter, just let it flow. Next, be flexible. As I mentioned earlier, not everybody has the same schedule that you do. So if your number one person cannot meet with you face to face, they have to cancel or something has come up, then okay, ask them if they could do a phone call. All right. So again, be flexible. My next tip, have a plan B, maybe a plan C. That's why I wanted you to write down the names of maybe two other people, because your primary person may not be able to meet you. They may not be able to talk to you on the phone for whatever reason. So that's why it's important to have a plan B and or C. All right. Tip number 4, make sure you're in a quiet place. No distractions. All right. Guys, last month when I went to go visit my dear Auntie Marva, right? Remember her? Okay. She had the little dog around, and I love dogs. Dogs are cute. But when you're trying to convey your 3 reasons, they can kind of get in the way just a little bit, right? And then there were kids running around. So honestly, it kind of ruined the moment, but, all right, but I didn't let that stop me and I didn't let it distract me, okay? I was focused. So to help you focus on the individual that's sitting across from you, please make sure that you're in a quiet room. Make sure that there are no pets, no little kids, nobody's cell phone is blowing up. Okay, so please make sure it's a nice quiet area. That way the two of you can really talk and communicate with one another. And last but not least, and this is my 5th tip, all right, once you talk to this person, whoever it is, just be quiet and observe their reactions. That's it. Just once you tell them the 3 reasons, just be quiet and see what happens. See how the other person responds. Now, we know that we cannot control the thoughts or the actions or the emotions of someone else, but we can always observe, right? So just be quiet, sit back, relax, and then just let them express themselves however they want. And you just sit there and absorb it. Now, chances are the love will come back. The happiness will come back. The gratitude will come back. You have to remember, guys, that the law of attraction is in full effect. So, as my other spiritual counselor says, your vibe attracts your tribe. So if you are sending out positive energy, if you are emitting love and gratitude and kindness and compassion, then guess what? The universe will send it right back to you just like a boomerang. All right? So be prepared to experience love. Okay, vegan diet reminder. Now, guys, by this time, you should have already not only watched the videos that I have for fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and whole grains and legumes, but you should have already constructed your list, your top 5 list of each of those different plant foods. And by now, I'm sure you've gone grocery shopping. So this being the 3rd day, you are probably well into your food, and I hope everything is going smoothly. I hope you are enjoying all of your fruits and your vegetables and your nuts and your seeds. Perhaps you've gone into Whole Foods and gotten some prepared dishes. Perhaps you've made 1 or 2 smoothies in your NutriBullet by now. All right, but guys, please remember, the vegan diet is of utmost importance, okay? Remember, the vegan diet, it's what's going to cleanse our body. The vegan diet, it's what's going to help us eliminate the toxins that we have in there. The vegan diet, it's what's going to saturate our bodies with nutrients, antioxidants, phytochemicals, and all those good things that plants, or shall we say Mother Nature, has to offer. So please continue the vegan diet, guys. It's very important. It's only day 3, so that means you got 4 more days to go, all right? I have faith that you can do it. Okay, guys, it's time for our take-home message. Check this out, right? Gratitude changes everything. It does. So for those of us who may not be in the best relationships, right? Maybe you're complaining about your husband or your wife. Maybe you're complaining about your kids. Maybe you are upset with your boss or your co-workers or your colleagues, right? Well, remember, we're in a relationship with everybody that we come across. So all you have to do in order to change those bad relationships is show gratitude, guys. That's all. So be grateful for everything and anything. And it will definitely not only change you, it'll help change them. And once both people have changed, then guess what? The relationship improves. All right. So I hope that helps you out. And the second part of our take home message is let's eat well, let's feel well, let's think well, let's do well. And ultimately, guys, let's be well. All right. I'm Coach D of the 23% Challenge, and I am signing out. And remember, let's be grateful. Take care. Love you.